Hello, another day, and listen, what a crazy few days. I, as you know, posted about me looking for an intern. Little did I realise that by mentioning I was looking for a black person, it would cause some people to politely lose their goddamn minds. Here's the thing that I want to mention, I guess, separate to the live that I am doing with Abby and Leanne, because we will be talking about this term BAME, Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic. Right? But this is one of the unintended consequences, or one of the consequences, unintended or not, with getting too comfortable with wrapping a whole lot of people in a phrase. It's a bit like, I think in the States they use like the term people of colour? Yeah, people of colour. And what happens is that you lose the opportunity to address the barriers and the issues that affect specific groups. And let's be honest, to be honest, when I use the term black, even within that, there's nuances and there's differences dependent on, where people's ancestry is from, where their parents are from, their grandparents are from, whether you're from the Caribbean, whether you're from West Africa, for example, whether you're a black person that's grown up in a different country, whether you've grown up in the US. I mean, listen, there's so much difference, but universally the term black has been part of BAME, Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic. So I had one person who felt the need to comment on the fact I was looking for a black person, and let's be crystal clear, right? I'm looking for an intern. I can't pay mega bucks, but I can pay, right? So there's loads of other companies who have got millions on their balance sheets who do not pay their interns for doing any work. In fact, some of them get free labour from lots of different places. I, who run my own business by myself, have decided that I am going to put my hand in my own pocket and pay, rightly so, slightly above living wage, to have an intern to come and support and learn. And as part of that, I will give them all the support and mentor them and give them loads of value added to compensate for the fact that I can't pay them the rock star wages that they should actually be earning. But this individual had nothing to say about the fact I was paying somebody, had even nothing to say about the age range, so I was very specific, 18 to 23. But they had something to say about the fact that I used the word black. So I'm looking for a black person. And their comment was, isn't that racist? Now, the irony in this whole environment where we are is, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this is not to address, I'm not even going to address that comment. I am actually not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to address it because it's ridiculous. But the point that I want to make is, here is where we are, right? As black people, we are criticised for the fact that we do not come together. There is no camaraderie, no brotherly or sisterly spirit, and we are compared to other communities or other groups who do a better job than we do, right? We're told we don't have the economic power. We're too busy spending outside of our community, which means we never reap the benefits of the black pound. We're criticised for operating within a social conditioning of scarcity, which means one in and one out, right? So if somebody rises to the top, whatever the version of the top is, we are criticised for not giving other black people a leg up, or pulling them up, or dragging them up, right? So we're criticised for all of these things. We have been criticised for this for years. We are in this space, or many of us are in this space, where we are trying to do for ourselves. We are trying to help other people, meaning that we're all trying to connect with anybody who is down for dismantling systemic racism and structural racism, and just making society and the world a more fairer and equitable place to be, right? So we're doing lots of stuff here, and as you know, I'm doing like as much as I physically can do. But I'm also very conscious of practicing what I preach. I cannot talk to other people about addressing structural issues, of making sure their practices are equitable and fair, to make sure they review all angles of the processes and their people processes and the way they make decisions, from how they hire people to even what that whole process looks like, and. If I don't practice the same thing myself, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So it is a watch out that we're kind of damned if we do and damned if we don't. Now, that doesn't change what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm still looking for a black intern because I need the lived experience to be able to affect the change that I'm trying to affect, you know? And I'll probably still, if I'm going to operate in this sphere, it makes no sense to me. But also, I don't understand why people are not looking at through the lens of, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for anyone to gift me anything, but just wants to pick up and feel triggered by the fact that I use the term black. And let's be clear, there are lots of organisations and companies who organise diversity internships or BAME internships or internships specifically for ethnic minorities, and nobody has an issue with that. All I did was drop the Asian, minority and ethnic, so the AME of BAME, off it and went black. And people feel triggered. So I think we have to be cognizant of that, you know, and we have to be aware that we are pushing up against continuously people who feel deeply uncomfortable about the changing status quo. We are pushing up against people who don't realise that they probably have an issue with black people until we as black people start stepping out of the boxes that we've been put in and start getting above ourselves. So we're going to get that pushback. And it's for that reason why, you know, you will, not to say we'll never, right? Never say never, but I am cynical. I'm also impatient. Do you know what I mean? I'm also quite analytical. So I need to see how things are laying before I start giving out gold stars and whatever else it is. But I still think there is a big battle we have to fight. Because it doesn't matter how many times we're hashtagging, it doesn't matter how many times businesses are putting out their statements around what they're doing to be anti-racist. We are fundamentally dealing with the perceptions, the perspectives, the opinions, the belief systems of people who think that as black people, we should stay in our lane, which is here, right? And I know it comes from a place of fear. And anybody who is, you know, black and trying to do for themselves and trying to do for others, you know, and all of a sudden we've stopped hiding behind the term ethnic minority and have started saying that we are here to affect change with black fill in the blanks. We're here to affect change with, you know, black inclusion, black disability, black women, black men, black mental health, you know, whatever else it is. There's a lot of people who are now coming out of the shadows, so to speak, who felt like they could not say they were here on a black vibe because that would make people uncomfortable. So they adopted the phrases of inclusion, of diversity, of ethnic minorities, of, you know, and all of this stuff to soften it. But really their hearts were in trying to improve things for us as a people, because we cannot afford to wait for only white people and others to do their part. So it's got to be both. You know, I'm an advocate for everybody doing something in this space. I don't think we should be patient. I think we should be impatient, and that impatience should push us to act and find ways in which we can affect change. But not everybody's going to see it that way. Oh, listen, you can't make it up, could you? Like, every time. However, a few bad apples does not spoil the, whatever the saying is. Is that, anyway, this is a saying. I feel like that's a saying. A few bad apples doesn't spoil the, not the cider, what is it? Doesn't spoil the barrel. Is that the saying? A few bad apples doesn't, listen. You know what, I'm on this juicing diet, so you know what, I'm hungry. Like, every day I'm hungry. So forgive me for not even getting my phrases right. But what I was going to say is, there has been so much support and sharing and, you know, just encouragement for the fact that I'm at the stage where I can hire an intern for 5 hours. I mean, listen, I'm so impressed with myself. I know other people don't think it's a big deal, but trust me, when you start on your own and you're in that position, and I'm consciously building a business that I'm proud of, that is an extension of my values and my belief system. It's a big deal, the fact that I can now impart some of my knowledge and also have somebody help me and in turn me help them, but also I have somebody to learn from too, because it's a two-way street, right? So yeah, it's amazing. It's a big deal. I'm very happy, and you know, a few people like coming for me with foolishness is not going to stop that. So anyway, that's enough for today. It feels like a nice, you know, I'm now going to go and pick some berries over there. My kids and my partner are feeding horses. And yeah, we're going to pick some berries and have a long walk, and yeah, just enjoy the evening. So as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting, and for everybody who shared my link and reshared the fact, and gave such supportive words of encouragement to say, you know what, that I would be a good person to work with and for. I super appreciate you. Thank you.